we go. Welcome to Staci and Hutch Say Too Much. It is Staci and Hutch. By the way, I want to thank Mattress Galaxy. Sleep better with Mattress Galaxy. You can check them out online, Stace.
Yay. Yes, you can.
And we want to thank them for sponsoring our podcast today. All right. Hey, if you didn't notice, we've got Crisco sitting with us today.
I mean, how could you miss? Look at his face.
Well, you're getting smaller, so
if you're listening, you probably didn't notice because you didn't see him.
That's true.
But if you're watching the podcast, you're seeing he's half a man. He's half the man he used to be.
Yes, I just recently hit 150 pounds of weight loss.
Yay!
Wow.
So
it's been a run.
So it's like Pidge was on your back, and then he fell off.
Yeah, he weighs 140 pounds, so I've lost a pigeon 10.
Wow.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. Sometimes just for fun, he'll jump in my arms, and I'll go, I don't want that back. Put it down. Like, I don't want anything to do with that. So.
Unbelievable. So cool.
Have you ever picked him up, though, and walked? And been like,
He's
this
light.
is what I was. Well, I mean, still 150 pounds walking with that.
Yeah.
Compared to now,
it's pretty intense. So when I go work out at the gym, he'll have me grab a 100-pound bag, like it's a weight, and you have to carry it around, and that's still not even as much as I've lost. Mm-hmm. So just carrying that around is just, you get so tired, and I'm like, no wonder I always just felt like crap. Mm-hmm. Like just always felt terrible, and it never got better, and I never felt like it could get better. Well, that's because I was dragging around another pidge, and I don't need two pidges in my life.
No,
I love
don't.
my one pidge. Mm-hmm. I don't need a second pidge.
and even sometimes he's,
You would even look like, you just look healthier, and your face, you look happier.
There was a point where I had
younger.
such dark circles under my eyes.
Yeah.
I said the one thing, it's very rare that somebody can say something to me and hurt my feelings, because in this business, you've just dealt with it all.
Yeah.
But there was very few times somebody said something impactful, and it wasn't impactful in a good way. And I'll never forget this person or their name or what they said. I had just donated blood to Des, who was just gone through like one of the worst things ever when she delivered River.
Yeah.
She had a big surgery she had to have, and I wanted to help out. Well, that was probably at my heaviest. I had these big, dark, giant circles under my eyes, and somebody said, dead man sitting.
oh,
And I'm like, all I was trying to do was say something, like do something nice and be there for my friend who just gone through a traumatic thing. And it's just a photo of me. I can't help what I look like at that moment. And, so I just, I look back at those photos, and, even looking back at photos of me and my dog, Babe, and I can't get over the fact that I was there, that I had, to the point where those dark circles weren't me being tired as much as me almost not being here.
yeah.
I'm getting emotional because I remember thinking, oh my God, I'm waiting for the day somebody calls and says you've had a heart attack. We were so worried, and it was like we've tried to be kind and subtle, and I was like, he knows he's heavy, he knows, but he's not going to do anything about it until he's ready.
Yeah, I can't thank you guys and everybody here at the KS95 family enough just for always being there and always caring and not caring to the point of being mean or hurting my feelings or anything like that, because it is a sensitive subject. I truly can't talk enough about depression and what it did. I was that person who always thought, I'm a happy-go-lucky guy. I'm positive. I can't fall into depression. I can't do this. But when my dad passed away, I truly had no idea what was in front of me, and I thought, I'm going to be okay. I'm gonna bury myself in work, and burying myself in work and being busy and doing all these things almost meant burying myself in general. And it was very, very dark times. And I look at it now and I'm like, being on the other side of it and knowing I'll never go back and knowing that I'll never be in that situation again. It just shows you who cares about you and who loves you. And, you're right. There were moments where I would have conversations with my dad, up in heaven, and I would sit there and I would go, if this is it, just take me. I don't know what else to do. I've tried. I'd walk. I'd be in pain. I'd move. I'd be in pain. I'd breathe. I'd be in pain. There were times where I couldn't even talk on the show, and I'd be like, hey,
that one commercial.
Yeah. Oh,
yeah.
gosh.
Yeah.
The whole donuts thing. I'll never live that down.
Well, I'll say this. You have set a new world record. We're 3 minutes in, and Staci already started crying.
Yeah, you're going to be in the Guinness Book.
You got Staci to cry 3 minutes into the podcast.
I said, I don't know what it is, but most of the stories I tell now, people start crying, and I'm like, oh boy, I should probably reassess my life. I don't know what's happening.
Well, the only time Staci cries on the air is when we talk about you or something that goes on in your life, because she cares so much about you and developed that friendship when you started.
That was another moment in my life. I mean, this is crazy to think that it was 10 years ago this December that I started at KS95.
Yeah.
And it was with Staci. And we both needed each other. That I was coming off of a job that just wasn't great, wasn't treating me great, and all these different situations. And, I think at a certain point, Staci kind of felt like, oh man, this is, sometimes in work, you're just kind of like, I need something to change. We need a swing in the atmosphere. And I just think we came into each other's life at the right time. Yeah. And we're going to be friends forever.
How did you get over here with that crew?
Do you want the long story or the short story?
Well, we got as much time as you want.
My favorite conversation was being on the phone with Staci the first time we talked, and it was in the middle of me living out in Golden Valley, and she was trying to talk to me and telling me all these different things, and my neighbor across the way had their blinds open, and we're having a fun time with a stranger. And I'm on the phone with Staci, and I'm like, talking to her, and she's telling me these intense stories, and it's my first conversation, and I'm like, yeah, oh my God, what are they doing? And then the worst part was 3-4 minutes later, they totally caught me. I couldn't stop watching. It was like a train wreck. I'm like, what is happening? They caught me, and I was like, oh.
You're like, you're the ones with the...
Yeah, it's their fault.
It was a mess. So that was the whole situation. I decided to try to get full-time and try to get insurance, all things I didn't have at my old job after 10 and a half years. And I think there was actually a vacancy on the morning show at that time, I was going for that.
We were fighting over you.
Talk about wanting to feel loved. It was
Right.
It was definitely a fight, but it just so happened to be that the opportunity to work with Moon and Staci was there, and how do you turn down that?
Well, hey, you see Moon, and you're like, I got to get behind that.
Well, how can't you get behind it? You get stuck behind it.
Well,
you can't get away from it.
The crazy thing is as popular as Moon was the legend that he is, there were moments where you and Staci always had that bond.
Yeah.
So much so that you
Triangulation.
team up and get Moon. And different pranks. And I was just talking to Crisco the other day about the video camera, the surveillance camera prank.
That might have been the best thing I've done in radio. One of the best pranks pulled in radio. I don't even remember how long it went on, but he would come in and he'd be like,
of days at least.
It was a lengthy amount of time, and he would come in and he'd go, "Are they still rolling?" And it was just, Are they still watching us?
What
I'm not
happened?
gonna move my lips.
In case you haven't heard about this, what we did was I went online and I bought these fake surveillance cameras, and they looked really real because they had like a little blinking light inside,
Yes.
and they were just a blinking light, and that was it. So we put them in the studio, and we're like, yeah, they have these surveillance cameras now, and we're like, oh, great. So then they can watch us whenever we're in the studio too. And so we made it sound like we're like, well, whatever, and we told everybody around it, that it wasn't real, but go with it.
Yeah.
And so then we got some of the management in on it too, and we're like, okay, Dave, we're going to be talking about this when the studio or when the microphones are off about this restaurant. So you should email and say, oh, I love that restaurant too, you guys. It's really great. So then we had the management guy commenting on our off-air conversation. So that really freaked him out.
Oh, then he thought we were being bugged. And he's like, don't. And we'd walk into the studio and he'd go, don't say a word. Don't say anything. We're just mum's the word when we're in there.
So then we
get in there and smile.
Yeah, then we start talking about like, oh, I hate the new whatever positioning statement. It's so dumb or whatever. Something, disparaging. And he was like, shh.
Stop it. You're going to get us fired. Damn it. Don't ruin this for me. I got a job where I'm literally doing nothing right now. Don't lose this.
It was awesome.
It was. And then the big reveal, and he just sat there dumbfounded for probably a minute, just sitting there going, no.
And he's like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
It's not real?
No, it was great. He sounded like he was just completely shocked, and it was awesome. So
yeah.
How was the move? How did it happen when, we'll say, you got poached to have your morning show with Ryan and Des. How did that conversation happen, and how did you get moved over?
So the morning show before I went over there kind of imploded. And that about 6 years ago, do you remember? It was like somebody left.
Yeah, I think
and somebody
that's right.
left again. I guess pretty much the whole show, but Ryan was gone.
Yeah,
and Ryan and the producer, and out of nowhere,
It was Bangs at the time, right?
I think so. Yeah, I think it was Bangs, and so out of nowhere. They started having Des fill in, and she was just filling in just to kind of, we'll get some other people in to try out. And
They needed some warm bodies up there.
they needed somebody because it was just Ryan. And,
This poor Ryan all by his lonesome.
Yeah, and so then out of nowhere, I was like, I loved what I did
And you were like,
with Moon and Stacy, but I'm like, I don't know I don't even know how to describe it. I just went like, okay, this is the challenge I'm looking for. This is something I wanted to try.
The morning was sort of like kind of your timing too, because your brother, you would give him a ride to work, and you're like, it kind of worked out in your schedule better.
Yeah, I never thought 2 to 7 would be bad. I'm like, 2 to 7, right? This is great. I'm going to love it. And by the end of it, I was always like, it's 7:30. I can't do anything.
2 to 7
I don't have any
is
plans.
2 to 7 sucks as far as wanting to do things.
Yeah,
because you're planning for the show in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then you're doing the show.
Yeah. Yep. I remember one time I was supposed to go to dinner with some people at Benihana, and we were supposed to go, and I was like, no, I'll be there. It's going to be great. I'll be there by like 7:30. Well, you can't be seated there until everybody's there. And so we ended up missing our reservation, and nobody could eat. And I'm like,
everyone hates you.
So sorry. I'll pick up some sliders or something. I don't know what to tell you.
And so you guys basically did a swap, because then Bangs came over to do the show, and then it was Crisco, Des, and Ryan. And you guys are going on how long?
We're going on, I think it's 6 years in October.
And you're still New Morning Fun.
And we're still New Morning Fun.
You still have that new show smell.
We really do. Yeah. I mean, it is crazy how it all kind of happened. I remember going in, and I think Staci remembered this. The old boss at the time goes, whatever, we'll appease it. Go in there and sit down and have yourself a try at the morning show. We'll see how it goes. And I think it was like day 2, they decided to move forward with it. And
wow,
it was just, I mean, when it works, it works. It's like you guys are, it's just, when it works, it works. So.
Well, you become a producer on the afternoon show, and you go on to greatness.
That's true. And I came into their show, and I said I would love to be the producer. And I had never produced a day in my life. I don't know if anybody but you guys knew that.
We knew.
Yeah, no, it was bad. It was bad. I know. I was there. I was like, I felt like Pidge does now. Like he's
it's all
lost
over the
in
place.
A world. Yeah, so it was quite the adventure, but I think it was quickly found out that there was more than just being a producer there. It was just being a team and having a lot fun.
Yeah,
so.
it's not. Yeah, you're meant to just be another Mike.
Yeah.
Really.
I have to make jokes. That's all I can do.
Yeah.
I can't buttons. I'm like ADD
Button,
and me.
Button.
Do you ever want to move into the Ryan position at all, or do you like where you're at and comfortable with?
Oh, you have to be like responsible and remember stuff.
Yeah, and
though.
that's not my MO.
Yeah.
I don't like to be responsible or in charge of really anything. There are Ryans in the world because Ryan is just great at that. There's nobody in the game better than him. He is able to do everything he's supposed to do, stay on task, keep me and Des, who are promptly known as Ding and Dong, in line, because we're just a mess. But I've tried it. I mean, believe me, Moon had like 312 days a year off, so it was always usually me or Stacy. So I tried it. I get distracted. I can't focus, and my time is best spent trying to think of really stupid one-liners and just wasting people's time. Yeah.
And have the tragedies of the show. I mean, you're the tragedy guy apparently.
It's been so many things, one after another, and I just don't handle talking and crying well. It just doesn't. I mean,
you can't help it.
Anytime we replay Crisco, because when Crisco cries, we obviously have to play it on our show.
Of course.
But he's like, you always hear him crying, and then he'll go, "I got it. Don't worry, I got it."
That's my stall tactic.
Yep.
That's my stall. I'll do this. If you ever watch a video, and you can see it on the camera, I'll start pinching my thumb and my pointer finger together, and I'll go, and I'll bite my tongue. It does nothing helps because I'm like, so I'm like I got put in a blender or something like that, trying to tell a story. I'm like,
let's play a quick game with you real quick.
Yes,
we're gonna start with Pidge. Best and worst quality.
Best quality is his ability to love, like his heart. That dude wants so much to make everybody happy. He wants to make everybody happy, and he tries his his hardest to make everybody happy, and he truly is just a person with a great heart, and he would do anything for you at any time. His worst quality is his inability to see how good he actually can be.
Wow.
Like it's really tough to watch because, and he knows this. I've told him the first couple days I met him, he just trashes himself. I'm sorry. I don't do this well. And I'm like, if you don't love yourself, who else is going to love you? Mm-hmm. And that's just true for anybody. Like you have to love yourself. You have to give yourself credit. It doesn't happen easily. We've all been there. We've all done it. We've all been our own worst critic, but he is very hard on himself. And I just don't like seeing it because he's capable of so many great things and he's just not letting himself get there. So
Des.
I have to have a positive for this. I have to. So can I do two negatives?
You got to find one
positive.
Mayonnaise.
Dez's love of mayonnaise. I mean, Des is my sister. She is the biggest bully I know, but at the same time, she is the sweetest woman I know. She is. She has your back through anything. She will make sure she's there for you, and her heart is as big as her smile, which is as big as her constantly waking up and saying, "Good morning, good morning." There's not been a day in my life I've met Des that I didn't hear, "Good morning, good morning," and that's her. She's just an incredible person, and everything you hear on the radio is Des.
It's her. Yeah.
It's her. A lot of people are like, "Oh, it's an act." No, that's Des.
Yeah.
There's a reason she's Miss Teen Montana 1912.
Well, I always wonder because she's so nice. I'm like, what is she saying behind my back?
Nothing.
But nothing.
Nothing.
It's because
more positives is what she's saying behind
exactly.
your back.
Yeah, she backstabs you with compliments, and it's the weirdest thing in the world. Negative about
Des. Okay, how long do I have here? Okay. The negative about Des would be that. I mean, that's the toughest part is you work with people that you love, and we really do get along. The negative about her is she's too damn nice. Like, she doesn't know how to tell people no. Like, she doesn't know how to tell people, like, if somebody's mean to her, she can't be mean back to them. And I'm not saying be mean back. I'm not saying, like, fall to their level. But you can't say anything to make Des crack. She can take any amount of stuff you give her. And so I think I wish she was a little tougher with people when they're not very nice to her, because she deserves better than that.
And you know who we're next? The main man.
I could, again, plenty of negatives on him. No, he's kidding. The positive of Ryan is you're not going to find a better friend than Ryan. I mean, that dude has your back through anything. It doesn't matter day or night. I mean, I just recently lost my dog, Babe, and he put himself out there. He's like, meet me for a walk. Let's go get food. Let's go do this. Doesn't matter what the situation is.
And with Ryan, that's very rare.
Oh, yeah.
On anyone else besides Des or Crisco.
Yeah, but that's the bond. I mean, that's the bond we have. You guys have that same bond with each other. Like, it's the same bond I had with Staci. You have to be able to work with people because, especially how many people do we know in this business who work with another person and hate their guts?
Right.
Yeah.
Yes. I know.
And we're lucky with that. And that's the thing is, like, I look at both of them. I'll give another positive to Des too, just because I know for a fact, no matter where we go in the world, no matter how long this show runs, we're always going to be friends. Mm-hmm. And I know I could call on them for anything. So that's his positive. And he's just like the nicest, kindest person. He gets a bad rap on the show just because people are always like, what a pot stirrer. And then his negative. He is such a pot stirrer, and he knows he's a pot stirrer. You watch, like, I wish we could put a camera on him during the show. He just like is a witch over a cauldron.
Yep.
He's just stirring the pot. He's like, well, Tess, can you believe he said that about you? Stir away.
But that's what makes the show so good, is because
he
knows when to do that, and that's brilliant.
I said he's the best of the best at what he does. So
yeah, that's amazing. Crisco, we love. I'm so lucky to be a part of this crew that's been together forever.
It's a love fest. I'm just going to sit over here and weep.
I know.
It's such a, we get
and
this all the time.
Ross over there.
Ross.
Look at Ross.
It's a wicked softball player, that Ross.
Yeah.
I wish that was true.
No, it's true. I mean, of our team, you're really good. That's not necessarily saying anything about our team, but you are really good.
There's a bit of a competition. You and I play first base.
Well, I play first base. You're there.
Yeah. So
I'm just kidding.
Man, thank you for coming in. And I know we say this to you all the time. time, but we love you. We say it on the air, and you. I think you know what? He's the guy that brings everyone together. You know, especially him and Des. You know, they're the ones that if people are having a bad day or whatever, you know, you can go to those two,
and they're going to be your happy
they're
clowns.
there for whatever. I mean, you know, it's a crazy, weird feeling. We've all worked at radio stations, yet this is the one that is not the norm, and we all love each other and truly care about each other.
And we're all shackled here. So.
Except
No, I'm just kidding.
except TJ. She's the worst.
I didn't say that. I like TJ.
I love TJ.
How dare you?
And I love your little hair coif.
Oh, thank you. I finally decided to look
Make an effort.
presentable and try.
It's
And,
really cute.
I mean, when I couldn't even reach my back, I stopped trying to comb my hair, so I didn't really care. I'm like, whatever. I'm not. Who am I impressing?
There you
I
go.
look like the girl.
Thank you, Crisco. Yay.
Thank you.
You can actually, since we got to keep recording, you just walk
Are
out.
you going to see my butt though? Can you
Well,
shut the
show
camera?
it. I mean, why not?
Walk-
It's a better
walk-
butt than it
yeah,
was.
yeah, there you go.
Oh, that's a lot of chest.
Oh, there
Look
we
at
go.
your shirt is too
Shake
big.
it. Oh,
Hey,
wow.
now.
Wow, thanks.
Oh,
Oh, there's a door.
Oh, yeah. There's a smudge.
I ran into the door. I gotta go.
Oh my!
He literally just walked into the door.
Well, it's so dark in here. I've
Oh
passed
my
by.
God, I'm sweating so bad. It's hot.
It is hot in here. I pass by this door so many times when I come because I don't realize that's the door I'm supposed to go in because it's so dark in here all the time.
Oh my God.
You are a vampire.
All right.
Okay, now I'm.
Are you good?
You've
been crying way too much lately.
I know.
Yeah. Okay. Well, hopefully you won't cry. It is time for Pass or Play.
Oh God. Pass or play. Pass or play. Hey, it's time to play the pass or play. Pass or play. Pass or play. We're gonna play the. All right.
Here's Ross.
We have
We're
to get
gonna
new
play
music.
Pass or
I
Play.
actually don't like the music. I think us doing it
It's better.
is better. You know, it's something different every time.
We have like issues with licensing, so we're gonna have to come up with something different.
All right.
I did send Hutch-O-Matic a text message. I have a meeting with the big boss on that very topic already next week. So we're working on it. All right, here we go.
I feel like I'm all puffy now.
I believe our score
Yes.
is 6-2.
I look weird.
But the past couple of days, I've kind of, I mean, with the babe talk and all that stuff, it's, you know, listen, if we're not crying on our show, it's not a show. All right, let's do it. Yes. Who's Stacy gets to go first?
Stacy gets to go first.
Because I keep losing. I need something to doodle with. So, okay. What are the categories? Do we have categories this
We
week?
do have categories.
Okay.
21 plus,
So hot.
snacks, music,
Do you want me to take my shirt off?
No.
TV.
Nope. Don't do it. Don't.
Oh, it's like the double
you have
underwear.
some- okay, good.
He's got double shirt.
Wait till you see the muscles.
Oh, I can't wait. Okay, what's after TV?
There we go.
Hey now.
Oh, I can see the sweat.
there it
What's
is.
after TV?
Travel.
Travel.
You have travel, TV, music, snacks, and 21 plus.
I'm nipping out.
Okay, let's go with snacks. Oh, God. I'm sorry, everyone.
No multiple choice here. I'm simply looking for
Okay.
what.
And by the way, you don't have to have so many multiple choices.
Yeah, you've got like 12 multiple choices.
Yeah,
we
you
only
don't
need
have
like
to come
3.
up with that many all the
Okay.
time.
Do
Just
3.
make it easier on yourself.
Yeah,
oh,
man.
wow. Okay.
It's up to you.
You're just like Carissa. Like,
I
just
don't
make
you
it
work
easy
too
on
hard.
yourself.
You work too hard.
I like that.
God,
Thank
I
you.
look awful.
Thank you very much. And what Crisco said about not being so hard on yourself.
Look at that sweat.
Very. Is it? I actually feel comfortable, and I'm the one who's always hot.
But I was wearing, though, a full-on like winter.
Because it's usually freezing in this
In
building.
our studio, it's freezing.
And it gets colder as
This
the day
is
goes on.
feel this. This is a winter, like outer inner
Fleece.
layer.
It's a fleece.
Feel it.
It's
Oh,
like,
that's-
let's go skiing.
It's going to be like 95 today.
I know.
Yeah, but he's in the building all day.
Our studio. Come into our studio at 3:00.
Okay.
It's brutal.
All right.
And then come in at 5 and you'll want to cry.
Yes, and then come in at 6 and you'll be dead.
Snacks. We're starting
Snacks.
with snacks.
Let's go with the snacks.
No multiple choice here. I'm simply looking for what decade in the 1900s Betty Crocker was introduced to the world. Pass or play? Can I use a sound effect? I
Yeah,
can use a
you can-
sound effect.
yes.
I wouldn't right now just because it's our first one,
Okay.
and I don't want this to get pulled.
Oh, good
Okay.
idea.
She's the one that says go for
Go
it.
for
I'm
it.
the one that has. That's how Moon was. Moon was the one that went for it, and Stacy's the one that had to pull him back and say, "Hold on."
But a sound effect.
I know, but
Depends on where you got it, I guess.
The last thing we need is to be pulled.
You can make
Yeah.
it with your mouth.
We
Yes.
thank
Mouth
yes,
effects.
Yes, and we do not. We thank Mattress Galaxy.
We love
want
Mattress
to keep
Galaxy.
them in the good graces
Yes.
of the podcast.
And
realm.
I am so well rested right now
Yes.
that I think I'm going to play
Wow. Okay.
because I'm pretty confident that was in the 1970s.
Is that your final answer?
It is.
Beep beep.
Is that good or bad?
No, that's bad.
Oh.
Was it the 80s?
Beep, I just did beep beep.
Yeah, beep beep doesn't mean anything.
Is the 60s?
Betty Crocker?
Yeah. 60s.
You guys are
She had a cookbook early, I thought.
you guys
When
are
was it?
delusional. 1921.
Oh, really?
Oh,
Yeah.
You're delusional. Don't make fun of us. I'm wearing it like an ascot.
Oh, he's going to go to the club later.
No, see?
So I thought the actual character, like you meant the character when they made her. Well, I mean, Betty Crocker, I guess I put.
Yeah, she probably was in the 20s.
I was going the company itself. The,
Oh,
which
I was going with the woman.
Did I?
So did I.
Okay, that's my fault.
Let's give her the point.
Yay, I get
okay.
a point. I'll take it.
I'm so sorry.
Yes, you should be.
Okay,
Boss.
Refer to me as Thurston Howell, see?
are you ready to go for some tea?
Yes, what do we got?
21 plus, music, TV, or travel?
TV.
Oh, I love this one. Partially because I made it, but I just love the subject. Sam Waterston, a.k.a. Jack McCoy, is returning for season 22 of Law & Order on NBC.
Oh, watch this show.
Season 22 will mark Mr. Waterston's 18th season as a member of the mothership L&O franchise. How old is Mr. Sam Waterston?
God.
Is he A, 81, B, 82, C, 84, or D, 79?
3 multiple choice.
Well, you're getting 4 because that's how these questions were wrote.
I'm going to go 84.
You're going to go with 84.
Yes. Ugh.
Sam Waterston is 81. He'll turn 82 in November.
He's
2022.
old.
He's old.
He looks older than he actually is.
I think we've talked about this on this pod. I had this thought vividly. It was in a dream. I was daydreaming a while back. I am gonna be in like a facility. Okay, in my late 70s. Okay.
Who thinks about this stuff?
I just do.
Well,
Okay.
yeah, but I mean, he's like 25.
So 40 years from now, I'll be 76. So let's just say that, okay? Sam Waterston he'll be on Law & Order Mars at the age of 120.
Yep.
And Paul McCartney will still be selling out the Twins
That's true,
the Twins
yeah,
baseball
Carter
stadium also at 120 years old. Okay, question number 3 is down to music.
Oh, and you're morbid too. So that's why you think about death all the time.
Do you can you picture yourself as an old man? Do you picture yourself? Do you go, I can see me as an elderly man?
My entire life, except for maybe right about now,
Yeah.
I've always had a lot of my father in me.
Yeah.
And my father is back half of his 60s. So every time I see him, I go, I'm going to look pretty close to that. So that's is that what you mean? Like what you
Yes.
look like?
Do you
Yes.
picture yourself as an old man? Mm-mm. You can't picture yourself?
You know, you and I were talking about this yesterday. I think we were talking about, I don't know who we were talking about it with, but he's like the person we were talking about. He's an old soul. Mm-hmm. And he's probably been
Ryan's
that
an
way.
old soul.
Yes. He's probably, yeah, that's who we're talking about. Ross has probably been that way since high school, though. You know what I'm saying? He's probably been such an old soul since high school that he's probably pictured himself where I've always felt young. And
I just wonder.
Fertile.
You're not
fertile.
You're not well, you could be fertile, but virile is the word that you had
I'm
misused.
virile.
No. I just was wondering if people other than me cannot picture themselves as an elderly person.
Yeah, you don't picture yourself as an elderly person.
I can't. And I just wondered.
Even when you look at your mom?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm the same way.
Mentally, though, I always feel young. And I will admit, I am an older soul. But in my head, I feel like I'm between 18 and 21.
Yeah, but your references-
That's never
I
changed.
think everyone does that.
Yeah, we all feel a certain way, but I think your references
yeah.
are such a
Old school.
so old.
Oh my
school,
gosh,
yeah.
I don't have a reference newer than probably 1997. And that's not a lie.
I think classic vocabulary too. You've got kind of I have the same thing.
Oh, I like that. Classic vocab.
Where'd you grow up, Ross?
Lakeville.
Oh, okay.
Most of my formative years, Lakeville.
I didn't
Proud.
know I thought it was somewhere like where Staci was like out in the middle of nowhere. You had nothing else to do but study. and learn things. But
Read the encyclopedia.
yeah,
That was my entertainment on Sundays sometimes.
God, she lived an awful life.
Anywho,
Question
back to
number
the
3,
game.
sorry, yes.
And yet we landed in the same place.
It's true, and you are smarter.
And look what you're wearing.
Right? Yeah. I mean, look at us. We're like almost the same person.
Every time I forget what you're wearing, I look over and I get a glimpse of you, and I'm like, I can't.
so hot in
I
here.
can't take that seriously.
I shouldn't have worn winter gear today.
It's fine.
Okay, 21 plus music or travel. It is 2-0, Stacy.
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to go with 21 plus.
If she wins this, she wins the game.
Let's hope that there's about booze.
By wow. By sales, this is the most popular beer in the world.
Oh, man.
A, Bud Light, B, Heineken, or C, Corona. I'll scratch D
Did you
because
say the world?
yes.
The world,
I'll scratch
so-
D because I can. That was not one of the correct answers.
Okay, so Bud Light, Heineken,
Or Corona.
Corona.
By sales.
By sales. Well, I think people make fun of Bud Light, don't they? Heineken is Deutschland. I'm going to go with Corona.
Ding ding!
Yeah,
that
was
is
my
a
guess, too.
sweep.
Dang it!
Corona's number 1, Heineken's number 2, Bud Light is number 4. I did put Guinness on here. Guinness is number 13.
That's such a thick one.
That's
That's what she said.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'll leave that alone. And Stacy has now made this a 6-3 advantage as
she's
she
coming
draws
up.
near to Hutch.
All right, it's time for snack
Finally.
chat. Snack chat. Snack chat.
Are you hungry?
Yes, I am.
I'm full. Let's eat.
All right. You want to start with yours or mine?
Yours. I'm excited for yours. What's yours?
I found. God, I'm so regal. I found. I don't know which camera they're in.
Blueberry muffin.
Blueberry muffin Kit Kats. And you know what, actually?
What?
Remember what I used to do with blueberry muffins?
Yes, you used to put a whole stick of butter in them.
As a kid, I would make blueberry muffins for an after-school snack, and I would stick a stick of butter in them and mash it all around, so it was like butter with a little bit of blueberry muffin.
An entire stick.
In one muffin?
Yes.
Well, it was the big Duncan Hines, like the ones you made at home. Maybe
yeah,
half.
it was a large muffin and an entire stick of butter. This kid should have had a
oh
heart
my God.
attack.
The
at
color
12.
of these is very gross.
Oh, it's sort of
it's
gray.
gray. All right, grab. You want to split that and give some to Ross?
I feel like I'll like this
Pull the
because
whole thing.
I do love Kit Kats.
Oh, take the whole.
Yeah.
So I think it'll at least be tolerable.
So, blueberry muffin Kit Kat. I hope there's a stick of butter in it.
I'm just gonna do this.
Oh my God.
Thank you.
This is deadly. This
Are
is.
you hungry?
It tastes like that. It tastes like your buttery muffin, I would imagine.
It does. And it tastes like that crumble on top, too. Mm-hmm. Oh my God.
If you don't look at it,
Yeah, don't look at it.
it tastes a little bit of cinnamon as well.
That reminds me of that. Yeah, that crumbly.
Where did you find this?
This was at a holiday stand.
Mr. Terwilliger.
Mr. Terwilliger. That was at a holiday station.
Wow.
I like it.
I would not have thought to even pick it up. I'd be like, eh.
I like it. It's breakfast.
This next one that you have, I can't
Stacy
wait.
found this. Where'd you find this one at?
I was just at a Cub in the middle of the night doing my grocery shopping like I do.
And when she meant middle of the night, she meant like 11:30 midnight. She
Yeah.
was out there. All right. It is Cinnamon Toast Crunch popcorn. It says it's glazed with Cinnadust.
Cinnadust.
So I will just do this.
Do you guys like the cereal?
The what?
Cinnamon Toast Crunch cereal?
Yes. How do you
Oh,
say
yeah.
it?
I thought you said surreal.
Yeah.
Cinnamon Toast Crunch cereal.
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 Say C.
See?
Real.
Real.
Good job.
Cereal. Cereal. Stewie, say cool. Cool.
Cool whip.
Whip.
Cool Whip.
So I'm going to try this now. Now, it looks like just caramel popcorn,
It does.
but
It tastes like it too.
No, I know I'm going to love this.
So far, I don't feel any different.
Actually, no, I don't love it.
I don't know how to feel about this.
I'm not getting anything really different.
I get a little bit of cinnamon and sugar, but
little bit.
not much.
It's probably off the bottom of the bag.
It's fine, but there's no Cinnamon Toast Crunch taste.
No, not at all. Wow, that's surprising. I was so excited for that.
Me too.
All right. It's time for food news. Stacey, I forgot to give it to you, so
Is it on this monitor?
read it.
Oh, there it is. Okay.
What you got?
Well, hang on.
Oh, I didn't bring anything to drink. I should have.
Wow. Taco Bell is going big. Did you hear about this? Their newest menu looks like a giant Cheez-It cracker.
What?
It's like 16 times the standard size. It's the base for Taco Bell's new Big Cheez-It Tostada. I have a friend who loves Cheez-Its, so she's going to be excited about this.
This is brilliant.
Yes.
Because they had a huge hit with the Dorito Locos taco.
Yes, I do love the idea of that.
What's a tostada, though?
It's just like a different
Is it a
kind
taco
of,
or is it a quesadilla?
well, it's a layer of ground beef, sour cream, tomatoes, lettuce, and cheddar cheese, and then it's a giant Cheez-It cracker. It's like $2.50.
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah.
Oh, it's only $2.50? Mm-hmm. I'm game.
Maybe we should go there for lunch.
Yeah.
The U.S. has already agreed to protect Scotch as a whiskey produced in Scotland, but now the Scotch Whisky Association, the SWA, if you will, has taken things.
I want that job, by the way.
Right? They've taken it a step further, and they've officially received a trademark for Scotch whiskey, too. So if they end up doing that, if it's called Scotch, it has to come from Scotland.
Scotchy Scotch.
Scotchy Scotch Scotch. Scotchy Scotch Scotch.
Welcome to All Things Scottish. If it's not Scottish, it's crap.
It's crap. I met a dude from Scotland at the Costco the other day. He was sampling something, and his name was Obadiah.
Obadiah.
Yeah, Obi. He called himself Obi, and then I saw his name tag, Obadiah,
Obadiah.
and he had
that's
the
so-
accent, and it was very fetching.
Or
I
his
was-
brothers Juan and Kenobi.
No, stop it. Move
Nobody,
on.
I'm sure
Don't-
no one's ever made that joke to him. Of course, my friend did, and I was like, oh God. Anywho.
Don't encourage Ross.
Because we're in a sriracha sauce shortage, a Vietnamese street food restaurant in Los Angeles is offering free food in exchange for your bottle of the hot sauce.
Oh my gosh, really?
Yeah. Isn't that funny?
That's awesome.
Well, I'm sure they need it. So,
but here's the thing: it's probably got to be unopened.
I would imagine.
assume, yeah.
Otherwise, they probably get in trouble with the inspection peoples. A new study says that increased consumption of frog legs is threatening some species with extinction.
Who?
I would
you
make
do
it clear
this?
that I don't blame me because I am not eating Kermit's.
Have you tried frog legs?
No. Have you? Mm-mm. I don't think I want to. I can't help but picture Kermit on crutches, and it makes me feel bad.
Hi-ho.
Hi-ho.
Frog.
I can't go anywhere without my crutches. Krispy Kreme just introduced a limited time only donut. It's called the I Heart America Collection. Red, white, and blue donuts, plus participating shops are offering free donut of your choice every day from now until July 4th to anyone who wears red, white, and blue. I don't know why we bring it up because they don't even live here.
But they do now.
Because of that one charity?
Every month.
Yeah, but we also have like cardigan donuts and what else?
Yeah, but here's the thing with donuts is like it's so hard to draw. Like I love donuts and I shouldn't, but like I mean they're so good.
Me neither.
But I'm not going to drive into the city. You know, like I'm in Chaska. Like for you, it'd be great to go to Cardigan. Mm-hmm. But if there's a Krispy Kreme on every corner, like there's a Dunkin', I'm game.
I used to live in Eagan, and there's a great mom and pop donut shop in Eagan. Actually, I lived
What
in
is
Apple
it?
Valley, but it was in Eagan.
What's it called? Do you
This
remember?
was called Donut Star. Donut and then a literal star.
Oh.
Just a tremendous donut.
When did and why did Krispy Kreme get out of business here?
I think they grew too fast, too soon, and then everyone was like, wow, that was exciting. We're getting a Krispy Kreme. And then everyone went. And then after they tried it, they went, okay.
Huh.
Well, that was okay, I guess. And then they stopped going.
And Tim Hortons was here for a quick hot minute and then left.
Yeah, there was
Yeah.
a franchise dispute.
Is that what that
Yeah,
was?
that's what that
At
was.
Tim Hortons?
Yeah.
I never got a chance to even try it. Before
I know. I
went
tried
away.
it once at the Mall of America.
Uh-huh.
It's where Dunkin' is now. But I was just like, okay.
Dunkin' was the biggest beneficiary of that because Tim Hortons, they did the same thing in Eagan. They were going to open one up in Eagan. It never opened, and then Dunkin' just came.
Yeah.
They just came into the building.
Yeah, it was all ready for him.
I lived in Eagan when that started to go up, and I was like, oh, I've always wanted to try, and then it never did. And I was like, well, what the hey? And then I moved out. So.
Look at how much we have in common.
So much donut talk.
You can sleep in her bathtub.
South Metro.
I'm tired of that invitation.
Hey, well, you never taken up on it, so I guess.
If it was bigger, I've taken a shower in Stacy's bathtub, and it's if
I got a new thingy to hold all the shower accoutrement.
well, here's what I picture like
got a
Stacy having like the most. Her apartment is very luxurious, but I pictured her tub to be like a king size with fountains coming from the top, and
Yes.
and
I haven't redone that yet.
but I can't fit in normal bathtubs. I have to have like a
Oh, that's right. You are
I'm a hefty fella.
You're like a circus animal.
Yes. But so that's why my place in Chaska is great because it's a
It's circus animal approved.
yes. Yeah.
A shower caddy is essential, by the way.
What do cows drink out? What do horses drink out? Trough.
Trough.
It's a big trough.
It's a trough.
With bubbles.
Well, I've changed it. You no longer have the hanging thingy for all of the loofah and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Now it's a tower, so there's more space for you in there.
I wish I could take baths, but
Well, it's not, you can only sleep in there.
is that it?
No. If you need more reason to visit Cinnabon, they've just introduced their first ever non-cinnamon roll treat, chocolate Bon Bites. And up north, the people at French's Condiment Company have come out with a new summer treat. We talked about this on the air. Pretty gross, ketchup-flavored popsicles. Ew.
Hey, by the way, I want to mention the best thing Valley Fair could have ever done was put a Cinnabon inside their park. And a Panda Express.
Oh.
Yeah.
I didn't know they did that.
So, yeah, there you go. All right. Well, cue the music to leave. Check us out. You can watch the video on YouTube. KS95 Vids on YouTube.
Oh, you can watch this video
yes.
right now that
Yes.
you might be doing at the moment?
Yeah, exactly.
Am I supposed to be continuing the outro music, by the way?
No, we're good. We're good.
Hum it.
And Staci, of course, you have something to say about Mattress Galaxy. We love them.
Yes, we do. And you know why I do love them? Because they do not work on commission. And when you go shopping there, they will teach you about all the different things they have in there so that if you have a sleep issue, they will help you solve that sleep issue. And then you decide which you want to buy. There's zero pressure, which is fantastic. And Suzanne
always nice.
is amazing. And she's got 6 kids, so she knows a little something about how to get good sleep.
Good sleep.
They have 3 locations. They're in Hastings, they're in Hudson, that's where I went, and also in New Richmond. So sleep better now.
There you go.
And
All
Mattress
right.
Galaxy.
We'll see you guys next time on Staci and Hutch Say Too Much. Bye.
Thanks, Ross.